Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, to everyone watching this episode. We're very excited to kickstart this episode as it's a very new industry here at the Clubhouse. It's the modeling industry, something we never had before yet. So we're very excited to tap into this industry. But before we begin, if you're new here to the Clubhouse, you're in the right place if you want to become successful, receive free mentorship, advices about the various industries from top tier professionals, and reach all your dreams. Here at the Clubhouse, we delve deeper into the lives of successful individuals and different career paths and how you can do the same. So, welcome to the Clubhouse, where successful people are born and made to inspire others. And before we introduce our special guest for the day, my name is Miguel Mendoza.
And I'm Zach Pena. So before we begin, we just like to say that this is season 2 of the Clubhouse podcast. It's called Visualizing Your Dreams. This is where we all take the next step towards reaching our goals and reaching success. So if you guys don't already, please check out our new social media platforms, which are YouTube. It's called Clubhouse Podcast, and TikTok, also Clubhouse Podcast. So the reason why we started doing this is because we realized that there are auditory learners, but there are also visual learners. So that's what we're trying to provide here. So yes, this is a very, very exciting industry, I'd say. I'd also say it's we have a guest that has mixed industries also. She's a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
She is a marketing manager for Pukot Kitchen. She is under Prima Stella, the Prima Stella modeling agency. She is both a digital and traditional artist, and she started from the bottom, and she's definitely going places. Everybody, please welcome Daisy Zambrano. Hi, Daisy.
Hi,
Daisy.
hi everyone. Hi Zach. Hi Miguel. I'm so happy to be. This is the first episode of the second season of Clubhouse.
Second
This is
episode.
Oh, second. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. So I'm not the first. No, it's okay. No, but I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be here. Honestly,
yeah, thank you
when
so much for joining us.
yeah,
Yeah.
Zach, when you asked me to join, I was so taken aback because I don't know.
Mhm.
I feel like people don't normally come to me to ask me to speak, and it's a little bit sad because I love to speak, and you'll find out throughout this episode. Okay, yeah, I love it. Let's
100%,
talk
yeah.
about me.
Very excited. Yeah.
Also, I
But
want to
the-
say I am not a
Yeah.
jack of all trades. I'm a master of all trades.
Master of all trades.
Wow.
Correction.
I am so cocky. I am so cocky.
Yeah, but to begin this episode, like we'd like to ask, like how we usually start this, like the past episodes. Like how did you like start your journey in modeling and like your other like the other industries that you tapped into? Like what's your story?
Okay, so since like the topic of this episode is modeling, I'll start with that. I got into modeling when I was like 9 years old, because my friend at the time, well, we're still friends, but my best friend, her mom launched like a line of clothes, and it happened to have like kind of like an area for kid clothing too. So my friend and I joined, and there was like a fashion show, and I remember joining that. Like I felt so good afterwards. Like it felt so
Mhm.
nice to be up on a runway, even though I think at the time I was like under 3 feet. No, I don't know how tall. What's the average person that's 4 years old? I was short. Like I mean, like I was a kid, but I still at the time I knew that I liked it. Um, it wasn't something that I thought I would end up doing in the future, though, because I remember I was more into cooking. I was more into painting at even 9 years old. I was into special effects makeup. So it wasn't modeling per se that I was into, like not so much the glitz and the glamour, but everything else. It
Mhm.
was only when I entered my teenage years that I felt like I needed to monetize one of the things that I could do. And I'm just being honest, like I needed money. So what better way than, you know, getting photos of yourself, nice photos, in exchange for money. So I thought, okay, that's perfect. So when I was a teenager, I started to delve into this like industry more. But I started off really with friends that had their own businesses, so clothing and accessories, etc. And they would reach out to me and say, "Hey, we can't pay you, but can you take a picture with our clothes, or can you join us for a photo shoot? We have photographers, we have makeup artists. We can't pay you, but like you'll get merch after. And I would always say yes, because like it seems pretty promising, right? And it was pretty promising because I am where I am now because I said yes to those things. Um, oops, sorry. Uh, I I don't know. I was really doing this for a few years, kind of just saying yes to these. You would call them X deals in this industry. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then I realized, you know what? Like I can get paid for this. So I started to become more selective about the brands and the people that I was affiliating myself with. Um, and then eventually, I kind of set up like a persona for myself, like an image for myself, and I did this through social media. So social media definitely played a very big part um, in molding me, especially because at some point I was considered more of an influencer than an actual model, which is okay with
Mhm.
me. With me, I don't care as long as it brings me
What
money.
image was that?
um, well, personally, I just needed to post professional photos of myself modeling, kind of like because social media for me played a part that was like a portfolio. You know what I mean? Like it was a
Yeah.
digital portfolio. So if anyone wanted to trust me, they would just go on my Instagram and then they would see, okay, she can post like this. She looks good wearing this. So for a while, I took my focus um, on Instagram more seriously. So I really sculpted who I was. So the photos that I posted, it had to be in a feed and it had to be filtered like this. And, you know, and then the more I got comfortable with myself, the more I became like relaxed. So um, now my Instagram is very casual. But that's my journey. So I started off um, just doing stuff for free, um, posting on Instagram, and then eventually, um, yeah, I got scouted. Really, like
This
any
is
other
how you got
person, I
into
got scouted.
the. This is how you got into the agency.
Yeah, actually, I was doing a lot of freelance shoots while I was here. So basically, people would just refer me to photographers and say, "Hey, okay, this girl, she can do this," you know. And then I would sometimes say yes, sometimes say no. But one time there was this makeup artist who I hadn't met, but she knew me through my Instagram, my digital portfolio, and she referred me to a big photographer from Manila who was doing a camera, kind of like a camera show here. So for Lumix, the camera brand, and he came
Oh
here
yeah.
with a set of
Wow.
like a big group of other photographers, and it was, um, his name was Sander. I mean, his name is Sander Angeles. So Sander Angeles, he shoots kind of like boudoir style photos in Manila for a lot of big celebrities, and I've seen his work before, but then when he came to Cebu, that's when I was like, whoa, this guy's pretty big, you know. And I shot for him and some of his friends. There were like I think four other photographers. I did their show in a mall, and then afterwards, Sander went up to me and he said, "Do you want to do this other shoot? Like, do you want to do this other shoot? I'll pay you for it, right?" So it was a styled shoot. Um, and then after that shoot, it was a success. So he asked me if I was part of any agency, and I said no, I'm not, because in all honesty, I was very selective about choosing my agency while in Cebu. I
Yeah.
It's not that I didn't trust any of the agencies here. It's that I didn't want to say yes to anything, you know, because it's a commitment to be in an agency, you know, because when you're freelance, it's like your time, you everything is under you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I said to Sander, like, oh no, I'm not part of any agency. And he said, oh, but you would be good for this agency or this agency. And these were top agencies. So it flattered me
Yeah.
so much because these are big agencies in Manila, right? And
Yeah.
it was too tempting to turn down. No, I really actually wanted to say yes. So
Mm-hmm.
one of those agencies was Prima Stella. Literally, like the day after our shoot, they sent me a DM. And I was like, so starstruck because that agency had so many big people like
Yeah.
my girl crush Maureen Robowitz and
And I'm
other
sure
people.
joining the agency opened up way more opportunities for you in the
Oh,
modeling
for
industry.
sure, for sure,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. Oh my gosh,
So
but
you would definitely
yeah,
recommend joining an agency compared to freelancing.
I would say it depends on your lifestyle. So me, as I mentioned, I'm only doing modeling because I need money. Like, if I could, I wouldn't. If I had money, I don't think I would be modeling. To be honest, not that I don't enjoy it. It's just when you have a passion for something, it's like different.
It's
I
different.
enjoy
Yeah.
it, but I'm open to admitting that I'm really doing it for money. But my lifestyle is that. So if your end goal is making money, join an agency because they will be the ones to present the work to you. You don't have to look around. I mean, there are pros and cons of being in an agency and then being freelance, right? Because freelance, you can decide your rate. There's no commission. Like you can say yes to what you want to say yes to and say no to what you
Mhm.
want to say no to. In an agency, sometimes you don't get that freedom. But I'm so lucky with Prima Stella because I get that freedom. Prima Stella is like a family. So I would recommend an agency if they are like Prima Stella or if it is Prima Stella. So if you're a viewer and you are like interested in modeling, just be
Go Prima
selective.
Stella.
Yeah. Go Prima Stella. I'll vouch for
Shout
them.
out, shout out.
Always. Shout out to Prima Stella, Miss Chini. I love you. Miss Tracy, I love you too.
from
I don't know
from
if they're
your
gonna listen to me here.
from
Sorry,
your
sorry.
experience, what were like the barriers? Did you experience any barriers? Because I'm sure like a lot of people who want to get into modeling, they experience some like like troubles and trials that
Oh
you
yeah.
know yeah, like so what were like some of the
Being
barriers that you
nervous. Mhm.
experienced? Yeah.
Oh, this is a very good question, Miguel. Well, personally speaking, I am going to be very open about it now, but um I have a lot of white privilege because as we know, the beauty standard in the Philippines is mestiza, and I happen to be
Yeah.
half white, which is not something I'm celebrating. My voice is like rice. No, it's sometimes a thing that annoys me because I know that doors open because I am white. And I'm
Yeah.
going to talk about it now. But my biggest pet peeve, and my agency knows this because I always vocalize this, is I will never. Oh my god, I will never do like a whitening. I will never do a whitening ad because that's still something.
Yeah.
Like the message is still perpetuated until this day. It's a very colonial message that I don't want to
Yeah.
send, especially because I'm not white because of the product. I'm white because of my features, and I don't even
Yeah.
want to be white. Oh my god, go Morenas, go! I try tan as much as I can. I'm always at the beach, and it's not because I'm in Cebu. Like when I was in QC, I was under the sun as much as possible.
Mhm.
Anyways, I'm sidetracking, but yeah, I admit that I face way less obstacles than any other person would, and um, it's it's something that's super unfair about the industry, right?
Yeah.
Um, but the good thing is, as times are changing, and diversity is now a bit more accepted or a bit more, you know, looked for, sought after. It's less of an obstacle. It's still there. Like I'm not trying to minimize it. It's still there, but yeah, not so many obstacles. Me personally, I was just going with the flow. I was like, okay, whatever comes to me will come to me, and that's what happened for me. But I would say that being in the industry, though, you do tend to, you think it'll inflate your ego, like, oh, you get great photos of yourself and everybody loves it, like you look beautiful in a photo, but that inflation of your ego only lasts maybe like 10 seconds, and then after you're like, oh, what can I do
Goes
to be
away.
better, or what can I do to put my like to accelerate a bit faster, because you want to be at par with other people. So then what I'm trying to say is you start to get all these new insecurities. And that's what I noticed happened to a lot of my fellow modeling friends here in Cebu is, for example, pageantry is huge in Cebu, particularly Cebu. So, the joint pageantry things, and that's a whole separate thing from like editorial or runway modeling. That's it's different. It's different. They're like categories. So in pageantry, that I can say is kind of like an insecurity pumping industry, because people there will feel like, oh, they need to be the prettiest in the room, oh, like I need to look like this, or my nose needs to be like this small, or my waist needs to be this small, or I need to be this height. Otherwise, I won't win, or I'll only go so far. So yeah, for me, my obstacle, if I can, you know, if it's fair to talk about, is being in this industry of modeling, not pageantry per se, but modeling. I've gotten new insecurities, and these are insecurities I didn't have before I joined modeling, and they're so prominent now. So, for example, like I have crooked teeth. So if you're one of the visual learners, viewers, and you're watching this, these are my teeth. I hate my teeth. But it was never like anything that stood in the way. But when I joined modeling, now that I'm doing commercial modeling, because Prima is a commercial modeling thing,
Yeah.
um, I'm always thinking about what my teeth look like in videos. And I don't smile
Mhm.
so much. Like if you notice, I don't smile in photos because I hate the way my teeth look. It's not Prima Stella that's like making me feel bad about it. It's myself. Because Prima Stella, they're always the ones telling me to, like, okay, just smile, like own your teeth, love yourself, right? It's
Yeah.
myself. Like you feel like you have to compete with other people. But yeah, that's the obstacle. Competition, insecurity.
So
Like,
how do you choose to overcome these insecurities, or is it something that you're still trying to figure out?
good question, Zach. No, it's still something that
Thank you.
I deal with every day. Like I will post a photo and I have to think, oh my god, do I really look good there? And then, I don't know if this is
Mhm.
too explicit to say, but like I'll get drunk and then sometimes I'll look at my photo and I'll be like, wait a second, you look a bit distorted. I will archive you, Like you get a very dysmorphic view of yourself. Like you feel like it's never enough, right? But constantly you are responsible. You have to remind yourself that it's not as deep as it appears,
Mhm.
like especially because social media plays a big part in like modeling now in like this new age, right? Like a lot of, like what I said, my portfolio's online. Previews are posted online. Everything is on Instagram, for example. You have the I would say you have the responsibility to remind yourself that it's only one side of the coin and there's like the other. So that's something I do every day. Like I have to tell myself, okay, you're doing well. Like stop being so hard on yourself. You don't have to be this, when you're this. But yeah,
That's really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, like
thanks.
before I ask my question, I'd like to thank you for being like really honest, because I'm sure a lot of people
Sure.
also get insecure. Especially now in our generation, a lot of people get insecure, and the fact that you're being
Yeah.
honest in this episode, in the clubhouse, like when the listeners, they'll feel like, oh, even if like Daisy is like doing really well in modeling and she's getting all of these things done, she still feels insecure, and that makes them feel
Yeah.
like it's normal, right?
Yeah. Can
So
I add to that? Actually,
yeah,
that
go
is
ahead. Yeah.
very nice what you said. Um, I know especially during the pandemic too, people, when it's reported too, people are not feeling so confident with themselves. And it's not just like their social skills that are like, they feel like are deteriorating. No, it's like everything. Like they don't like their appearance. They feel like, oh, now that they're accustomed to wearing a mask, they don't want to take it off. Um, maybe some people have gained weight and weight gain is like a bad thing to them, or
Yeah.
they feel like they lost weight, or their skin is, you know, they feel like it isn't the best, right? It's so common right now. And um I want to say that it's justified. Like everybody feels like that. It's not to minimize what an individual person is feeling, but it's more like you're not alone in that. It's super real. Um
Yeah.
and the thing you need to tell yourself is don't be so hard on yourself, because
Mhm.
just don't. Like it's your
Yeah.
skin.
And I think when it comes to social media, most especially, there's been like this sort of stigma wherein people
Oh, for
think
sure.
that there is like a standard of beauty, or like, oh,
Oh,
these
for sure. For
TikTok
sure.
It's a colonial
girls
mentality.
are
Oh my god, that's so
have to look like
true.
them. Yeah.
No, yeah, and
And
and they'll
everyone has
think,
their
okay,
own standard. Everyone's beautiful in their own ways.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like what's perpetuated in social media that makes people, you know, really question themselves, right? Because you're only showing the good side of everything. You're not going to post something that's like super raw, because if you post the raw, who's going to like it? You know, you want to show all the good. Why would you want to show the bad? So it
Yeah.
makes sense. But
Mhm.
that's the thing that I want the viewers to kind of instill or remind themselves to
Yeah.
do is it's not real. It's really not real. Like everything is fake. And I'll admit that about myself. Like, oh my God, like you'll think maybe I don't feel insecure. I don't know. I am probably the most insecure person in the room. And I'm not saying that like to be different. No, I genuinely like I will compare myself. I will like eat my I will tear myself apart, you know, maybe more than a normal person will. Um and it's just it's a thing that I think everybody deals with.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think like even like to all the listeners, I'm sure even if I don't know Kendall Jenner, like she also has her own insecurities, and all of these
Yeah.
models and
Take
all of
Kendall
yeah.
Jenner for example.
Yeah, she doesn't show
That's a
that
really good
like her
example.
insecurities, but like because if you look at her like social media, I mean it's all you see her like pretty face and all of that, but I'm sure she also has her own insecurities, and a lot of models go through that as well. So we'd like to tell you guys, to all the listeners, that it's normal. One day you'll pass that, and you'll love. Like the one thing that you should do is continue to love yourself, and that's why the clubhouse is here, so that you learn and you understand like what other people go through, and like no, it's normal. And you're if you're going through that now, then just know
It'll
that
pass.
others are dealing that. Yeah, there. Like what my mom tells me, like with problems, she says this quote always. It's called it. Like she says, "Thou shall pass." So anything in life, whatever happens, it will always pass, right?
That's so nice. That is so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was really good that you said that. I think a lot of people should take into account all these things happening. But besides that, I think we can go over what is a shoot like. Maybe you can
Yeah.
run over
Oh,
What
like
is
okay.
the do?
your very first one or your favorite one. Up to you.
Yeah.
I would say every single shoot is my favorite shoot. Why? Because in Bisaya, I'm very tabian. Um, I am so talkative. So any shoot that I go to, I end up just like, oh, I really end up jamming with everybody there. Like we end up just having like it ends up being like a big chica or cuento sesh. Like it's so
Chica
fun.
chica.
It's more like a yeah, it's like a it's like a hangout more than it is work. But it's nice
It's a
because I get paid
party.
for it. Yeah, it's a party. Sometimes we drink, you know. Not now though, because like a band. but but no, I didn't expose myself. Oh, but oh no, just oh my god. Anyways, no, a normal shoot would be we'll go to a studio. Um, see, I'm not like a top model, so I would not know how crazy the sets are for like top models. But the ones I go to are very like they're like very unintimidating. So they're nice spaces. Um, I don't know. Tools everywhere, like tech everywhere, and then I don't know. It's just fun. The best part is you get fed for free. Yeah, it's the best part.
What
Oh,
goes in your head? Like
what
for
goes?
example,
That's a
they're
good
taking your
question too.
picture, they're taking your pictures, and then, like they tell you like pose. Like what's going in
Oh
your
no,
head?
my head is literally empty 24/7. No, I'm kidding. Sometimes my head is empty. Sometimes it isn't. During a shoot
Mhm.
though, I will most likely um sometimes I come unprepared, like especially for this podcast. Right? Like I wasn't prepared at all. But sometimes I will prepare like the poses in my head. So I'll go on Pinterest and I'll be like, okay, this shoot is a bit more editorial. So I'll look for more poses that look more snappy, or if it is an editorial and it's more chill, then I'll look for something that's chill. Sometimes I don't prepare at all. Sometimes I'll just show up and then, they have a stylist, and that's also fun, being styled, and then the makeup, you feel like the main character, you know? And I don't know, it's a very exhilarating feeling because You don't know what the photos look like until the photographer takes his first shots, and then he shows you, and you're like, "There, I look like this." Like you're like, it's such a bad, like a good ego filler. Oh, and then, um, yeah, it feels really good. Um, and I feel like everybody in their lifetime should at least do one photo shoot. Do it for a debut if you're not a model. If you don't want to model, do it for a debut. Do it like with your family. Do it for fun. Oh, when I was in QC, I just went to Photoline. It's like that ID printing shop. They have it
Mhm.
in like every mall. I went. I paid 85 pesos for 6 ID pictures, and I said, I want my photos taken, and not in a model way. I just want to say, I want you to take my photos. So I went there, and then I had my photos taken, and holy cow, I can't swear. And holy cow, the photos came out so nice. And it's like, you don't I paid well, I asked for soft copies, and they charged 50 pesos for soft copies and etc, right? Like my bill was basically supposed to be 270, but the guy gave me a big discount, and he said, "You look like Ivana Alawi. I'm gonna give you this whole thing for
Oh, Ivana
135."
Alawi.
Wow.
So I know, and I walked out like, "Shit, this is pretty privileged, but I will take it. I will take it. I saved some pesos, and I got nice photos." Yeah. So I recommend, guys, if you made it this far and you haven't clicked out because you aren't annoyed of me yet, please go to Photoline or go wherever. But I'm saying Photoline because hopefully they will make me an ambassador. Um, go there, pay
Or Great
85
Image.
pesos
Go to Great Image.
or great image for me. Go somewhere. Pay how much and get your photos taken, and like do your makeup, do your hair. I don't know, wear something nice, and take your time taking the photos, because when you see yourself looking good in the photo, that's enough to pump you for the next one. Like that's enough to make your day good. So
I love that.
basically, yeah, no, basically
Take your
just do
photos,
something for
everyone.
yourself.
Take your photos.
Like it just
Yeah, take selfies. Come
sometimes
on.
yeah, oh my god, I was about to say, like, stop shaming yourself for taking selfies every 10 seconds. If you're that type of person, I'm the type of person, don't be ashamed. Like, it's
Yeah.
good to be narcissistic. I'm
Like,
saying
it's your
that, like,
life.
I'm telling,
So,
really, life is too short to not
be like so
be
conscious and
into
everything.
yourself. Yeah, dude, be as into yourself as you can possibly be. Like, you think of yourself as the best person that walks into a room. Yeah,
Like, love yourself a lot.
love yourself, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Love yourself, everybody, from Daisy Zambrano. You heard it here first.
That's the
Yeah,
most basic
exclusives.
advice, but it's good advice. Really, I
Really
really.
good
Yeah, I
advice,
mean,
yeah.
it makes so
Yeah.
much sense.
Can I just share that I was
Yeah.
having lunch with two separate people the other day? Not like very platonic lunches, okay? and And I was talking about myself in this manner, like, yeah, I know I'm pretty, and I know this, and I know that, and I was feeling good about myself, and that's why, because
Yeah.
I told you I'm an insecure person, so it takes a lot for me to be able to say that, to
Yeah.
be in that mood. I'm there's no in between. I'm either so full of myself or not full of myself at all. Not Yeah, but I was having lunch with these people, and I was talking about myself like that. Separate lunches, okay? And these people, these two guys, were like, "Wow, you're so full of yourself. You think you're so pretty. You think you're so this." And I said, "Yeah, I am. Like, why do you like to put other people? Why are you putting me down?" I'm gonna rant. I hope they're listening. If they're listening, I hate you. No, but really, yeah. What you can derive from this is, don't let people dull your sparkle. Okay, like if you are sparkling, oh,
or
people hate things that shine. So
yeah, or like
just
when
keep shining.
when you wake up, or like in the middle of the day. This is like suggestion. You just go to the mirror, like look at yourself,
Oh
be
my
like,
god,
wow, be
guys,
like,
I'm so
wow,
narcissistic. Yeah, you can
like wow,
psychologically
who is this?
condition. You can, yeah, really. You can condition yourself to feeling good about yourself. And I'm not saying
Yeah,
that'll work for everyone, because I know some people are really deep into like
yeah,
their self-esteem issues. But try it if you haven't yet, or keep trying it. Stare at yourself in the mirror for an
Yeah, that's
hour. I don't
actually
know.
yeah, that's
I
actually
don't
really good
know.
advice. Like if you just keep staring at yourself, you're gonna get so used to it that you'll be like, wow.
Yeah, but sometimes when you take a selfie and then you're like, oh, you stare at it too much, and you're like, oh, it's getting distorted. Oh, well,
Yeah, then take a
uh,
step back.
Take
yeah,
another one. Take another one.
yeah. Or to the people who like makeup listening, um, to everyone listening, and you like makeup, put makeup on in the middle of the night if you feel like it, even if you're not going anywhere, even if you're just going to sleep. Don't sleep in
Yeah.
it, because then you'll ruin your skin. But put it on, take some pictures, and like post them if you like. That's it. Sounds so simple or like straightforward or like shallow or
No,
vain,
yeah, it
but
seems like you're so over, like so, if you do that, you're over yourself. But it's not really like that, though.
yeah,
Like
it
you
isn't. No, no, no,
wanna
no.
make you want yourself
Mhm.
to feel loved by yourself, and that's so important
Yeah,
in life.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
like another advice that I'd like to give to those people listening is that you shouldn't compare yourself. Like this is like what we've been saying like since the start. Like you shouldn't be comparing yourself to other people, because other people are, let's say you were given this type of feature, you were given this type of feature, and you shouldn't compare yourself, because you're your own person.
I It's funny that you mentioned that, Miguel, because I literally tell myself this thing all the time. So it's like a somewhat the same thing, but it's more like um you compare yourself to other people because they have features that you want. Like, for example, me. I hate my teeth. Like, I mean, they look fine here, but like, I will.
It's okay, go
I'm not
ahead.
very modest. I admit it. But like, okay, in person, I won't smile from this side because it's more crooked on this side. But and I'll look at someone with perfect teeth and I'll say, "Damn, I wish I had that person's teeth," or "Damn, I wish my forehead wasn't that big," or all these like little tiny things.
Yeah.
And then you think about it. There are people that, and this is kind of like not the best take, but you have features that other people want to. Like just because you don't have these things doesn't mean you don't
Agree.
have the
Anything at
eighty
all. Yeah.
percent. Like um and it's not to say, oh, that makes them not so good. It's more like you're good enough, and good enough
Yeah.
should be enough. Like don't strive to have everything perfect, because literally no one has anything perfect. Like the person that you look up to because they have nice teeth, well, maybe they don't like their hair and they wish they had
Yeah.
your hair.
Exactly.
like like Zach, I hate you because you can play the piano and I wish I could play the piano.
Yeah,
But
but
can
you
you play the
can.
violin? Joking. I can play it. I know like one song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to add, because I feel like it's necessary to add. Um, it I would consider it like an obstacle, so I feel like it is really important to mention. But in this industry, you won't um maybe some people won't agree with me, but I feel like you won't flourish unless you do something that takes you out of your comfort zone. So it doesn't necessarily have to be what I went through, which I'll be talking about in a second, but it is going to be something that will make you question yourself. Like it will go against the things that you would naturally do. And in order to accelerate, you have to do this thing, you have to sacrifice. And it's just like in any other industry. You want to get a job, but it's in a different country, so you have to go there. Or you want to go to this school, but then you have to give up your varsity scholarship there. So for me personally in this industry, what I went through was, I was the type of person who was prudent. And it's not that I um didn't like other people doing things that were not prudent. Like I'm a very you do you person, but I personally could not do like very exposing pictures or acting. And I don't know, I was kind of shelled, right? I wasn't comfy doing these things. But when the opportunity came to shoot with someone who particularly shot more of those kind of photos, let's say, you know, um, bikini pictures or lingerie, to me, that was the
Yeah.
most frightening thing, because I was only, let's say, 18, right? But then I realized that I was not. uncomfortable doing it. And that's something that's so important is if you are presented with something, an opportunity, and it is so tempting to say yes to it because it can take you places. Don't say yes if you are not comfortable saying yes to it. So I said yes to doing these kinds of shoots at that age because I knew and I felt that I was capable of doing them and I was, in the right headspace to do them. I was mature enough to do them. Um, and I took everything into consideration. So if you are in that kind of in a similar situation, but you are not comfortable, don't force yourself to be comfortable because that isn't the opportunity for you. Um, One day in any field, um, the right thing will come and you'll know it because you'll be comfortable saying yes to it. So don't force yourself just to keep up. You know, that's the advice I want to give, especially because I know a lot of the viewers are young, like Miguel and Zach mentioned to me earlier. So if you're thinking about modeling, it's not. I wouldn't say it's like the not that it's unsafe, but it's not the most innocent industry.
It's not for everyone.
Yeah, it's not, well, not really that. It's more like, so I would really want everyone to be safe. So if you any kind of opportunities to shoot or to do this, to do that, put your safety first and put your comfort first and say no because you can always say no. The option to say no is always there. And like I said, it's not just modeling, it's like everything else too.
Yeah.
Exercise your ability to say no. Always give your consent, and if your consent is not asked for, then literally run away. Like run, don't stay there. Don't stay
Yeah,
there.
I love that. What I'm about to say actually relates to what you just said and what you were talking about a while ago, and it goes back to my bio actually in my Instagram, which is, "Hey man, treat yourself like someone you
Self like someone you
some
love.
like someone you love." Yeah, exactly. Because I think
That's nice.
we tend to always try to make others feel so good about themselves. Make these friendships, have relationships with these people, but then we forget about our own self-care. We forget about,
Putting yourself first.
putting yourself first. Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
also,
and oh, sorry.
yun,
Continue. No, 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 no. What were you gonna say? Because I want to hear what you have to say first.
yeah, and for the second thing about, loving yourself first, there are going to be these opportunities in your modeling career where you might think, hey, I'm going to earn a lot of money
It's
when I do
promising.
this.
Yeah.
Or, hey, I might get exposed. But then if it's something that you really don't want to do, you feel that it's not your thing, like what Daisy said, then say no.
Don't
Yeah.
force yourself. Yeah.
Mhm.
Don't force yourself to keep up. I also want to go full circle because earlier I mentioned that in the beginning, I used to do, things for free. I would say, hey, like, you don't have to pay me. You can just give me like this thing, or I mean, I wouldn't ask for anything, but that's the offer that they would come up with. If you shoot with our clothes, 40 different outfits, for example, we'll give you one of them, and I'd say yes because maybe they were my friend or maybe I owe them something. Um, don't sell yourself short. Like I wouldn't do anything differently. Like personally, like I don't have any regrets.
Know your
But
worth. Yeah.
yeah, like uh, don't put yourself down or don't sell yourself short because everything you do or everything you can do everything has a price. So uh know your worth. And
What about Daisy? I want to ask you a question. Like, what about the saying that people always, everyone hears? It's like you have to go out of your comfort zone.
I honestly think it's so necessary. Like you are very lucky if you don't have to. Like maybe you are born into something. Wow, I just thought of nepotism and then I got into a very bad mood. But we're not gonna talk about that. But I think it's necessary to put yourself out there. Um, but do it on your own terms. Like don't do it because someone is peer pressuring you to do it. Like let's say for example, this is not a real scenario, but an agency because I wasn't, being selective. And I was thinking, okay, if I join this agency, I'll get jobs, and I do get a job, but they make me say, they tell me, okay, now that you're part of this agency, you need to change your nose, or you need to cut your hair, or you need to get bangs, or you need to lose 20 pounds because, yeah, you don't fit here if you're your normal weight. You know, don't let people walk over you. Don't
Yeah.
let people peer pressure you. Do everything on your own terms, really, because eventually someone will come around and they will pay you for the price that you are asking for. And it's not just modeling. It's like if you're an artist, um, don't undervalue your work. Don't let someone say, "Hey, that abstract painting is just pink," like I could have done that myself. Then that person would have done it themselves.
Yeah.
Um, you decide the value. You decide. Just I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling here, but um, I'm
Yeah.
rambling.
Like
Oh
like
no.
I also wanna like add and like tell the listeners that like in relation to what we all said in this episode, like whatever decision that you choose, like whatever every choice has its advantage and disadvantages. So like what I mean by that is, if you go out of your comfort zone, or if you stay limited, that like both sides have its advantage, and it has also its own disadvantage. So that's really how life works. So you just have to choose which one you think you're like, which challenge you'd like to take more.
Mm-mm.
So it
Yeah,
really
that's true.
depends on you. You can't listen to other people. Like, I mean, what I mean by that is like you have to listen to people, but you have to make the final decision.
That's true. It's up to you. It's
Mhm.
up to you. And really, like if I hadn't had done those kind of like exposing photo shoots, then I wouldn't have. I really, for example, one of the first like kind of bikini shoots that I did was with a big photographer from Manila. And if I hadn't
Mhm.
had done that, then he wouldn't have seen the potential in me, because being comfortable in that moment made him say, okay, this person has what it takes to be part of an agency that does big work. So I did that thing, even though it was initially something, not that I was against, but something that I didn't see myself doing that early on. I still
Yeah.
did it, right? And I look back at it now, and I really think, wow, I'm so happy that I was ready at that point when that opportunity was presented to me. Like I thank the universe. Because like now I'm yeah, because now the new
Because now
doors
you're here.
open. Because
Yeah.
now I'm here, not at the bottom, but not at the top, in
Uh-huh.
between, but
Somewhere
not in
there.
between, like a
You're
little
somewhere
bit under. It's okay. I'm getting somewhere. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so there's also this quote where it's the hard decision makes or breaks you. So choose wisely. So yeah, I just wanna put it out there.
I love that. That's
So speaking of putting yourself out there and expanding your opportunities, maybe we can go on and talk a bit more on your painting
Hobbies.
hobby. Yeah.
yeah,
So
guys, because I
how
have
is
a
that meant for
life
you?
outside of modeling. Because I'm not a model. Why am I even on this podcast? Just joking. Don't I just said don't downplay yourself, and here I am downplaying myself. Can model. So this is my painting. I also make art. Um,
Really nice.
yeah, sometimes when I get paid, I will buy very expensive paint and canvases from Art Bar. Art Bar, why are your prices so high? I don't know. But I'll
Oh,
sometimes
this
get
it's
like if I have
expensive.
extra yeah, this is it's quite expensive. When I have extra, cash on me, I will always get something that fills me with joy. I have a very bad spending habit, and I'm going to talk about that before I talk about art, because it kind of correlates. I have a very bad habit of buying a lot of stuff on Shopee, not Lazada, Shopee. I have a very bad habit of getting stuff on Shopee and making it cash on delivery, and it just piles up, and I don't have money in my wallet even when I put it in my cart and check it out. So
So what do you
Basically,
do?
all of these things arrive, and they're normally from mainland China.
So you
So like
steal.
they take around 2 weeks to ship, right? Oh my gulay, guys.
So
No,
what do
no,
you
no,
do?
no,
Like you
no.
say,
I'm
can I
saying
trade
I
for my
really need to
painting?
work my butt off. Yeah, I you know my Shopee orders are coming when I'm rushing a painting. Oh my god,
Oh,
I just
because you sell your
exposed
paint.
myself. Yeah, because I saw
Uh,
them. I'm like, guys,
it can, like
you know my shen my
by shenanigans.
no, no, no. I was gonna say where from which what part of China are they normally from? I buy so many things from
Shanghai,
mainland China. No, not Shanghai. It's normally like basta, I don't want to butcher it. But they're
Beijing.
normally no, 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 no. They're always like from small, kind of like rural parts of China. But
Yeah.
but they're super cheap. That's why I love Shopee. But yeah, so whenever I have extra money, I have a very bad spending habit. I'll buy clothes or yeah, guys. I don't know.
I
Is
think
this
I
And
think
exposing
actually,
too
like,
much
when it
on the
comes to
podcast? I think it's nice. It makes me raw, right? To explain all of my faults. I'm not a
yeah,
perfect person. I have bad spending habits. My bank
yeah.
account is like never ever full. And no, it's so far from full. It's never ever like God, guys. I don't know. I'm just making myself look bad on here. Guys,
It's
I'm
okay.
human. I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
but but this is my painting.
I
Um
want I want to ask you something about painting because I actually recently just started painting and I started
yeah,
to
I'm so
like it
happy
and
you're
love it.
painting.
Yeah, like
It's
I got
therapeutic.
attached to it also in a way. Yeah, exactly. So I want to ask you something
Is it
related to
painting
that.
and golf that you're both into?
I haven't
Yeah,
painted.
golf painting. Yeah, for
Okay.
me, like recently painting golf last year. But I want to ask you something about painting because that's what I feel
Okay.
like. When you paint, do you feel like everything around you is like everything paused around you, like time
I
paused?
love
No,
these
and
questions.
like
I love
do
these
you feel that also?
questions.
Because I feel that. Because I feel that. Like whenever I
No,
paint,
no,
everything around me
no.
is like paused.
That's so valid. That's like a very like that's
Yeah,
why a lot of people paint. Like it's like when they
exactly.
paint, they're taken to a different world.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say though that that's not the case for me. I'm so weird. I think I have
Oh, what's the case for you?
ADHD, and I'm not trying to self-diagnose. Like I really keep asking my mom, "Mom, can we please go get me checked out? Because I think I have ADHD." And she's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, we'll do it. But we haven't done it yet." But I wanted to say that it's not the case for me. When I paint or when I do anything, oh my gulay. Like I'm the type of person that like if I get an idea, I become hyper fixated on it. So
Yeah.
I'll be like in bed and then I'll think, oh, this color would look really good with this color and it would look nice like this. And then suddenly I have like this whole painting in my head that I want to paint. And if I don't paint it in that right moment, I will never want to do it. So I reflexively, when I do something, I do it and I go at it for like hours until I get tired and then I stop. So, for example, this painting, oh no, bad example. I have a restaurant, just letting the viewers know. Not me, I
Yeah.
work for my mom's restaurant and I painted the bathroom door, right? 6 p.m. That's normally the
Wow.
time that Filipinos have or
Party.
begin or prepare for dinner, not party. You guys are so crazy. No. It's the time people normally get ready for dinner or like maybe they're already having dinner. You know, some families are weird and have dinner at 5:30. Sorry, I think that's weird. But um yeah, I think it's very weird. Oh, I'm gonna get so many haters after this podcast. No, but wait, listen. So it was 6
Okay, go.
p.m.
uh
and there's a bathroom door in Pukot. There's only one bathroom, okay? But there's a door. Yes, we have a door in our bathroom. I don't know why I said that. But I was like, this door is so plain, and I know there's gonna be a big crowd coming tonight. I literally got my paints. I painted the door while there were customers having dinner. So every maybe 30 seconds, someone would come to the bathroom to use it, right? But I was painting something, and the door was literally like wet, and then I ended up finishing that painting in that one sitting in 4 hours. So by
Nice.
10 p.m. it was done.
Do you
And
have
then
a picture of the painting?
yeah, I will send it. No, I will show you guys another time. But it's super nice. And I did it in 4 hours, and I was like, what the hell is wrong? That's when I realized something was wrong with me, because I can only I can only do something if
Wrong.
I'm hyper fixated on it. Yeah, no, it's bad because it means I'm very the way I do things is passion driven. So if you were to give me a desk job, I probably can't accomplish it. I probably cannot do it because I'm not in the mood. I need to be in the mood to do something. So, Mega, I think that's where we differ because I wish it was something therapeutic for me. But I realized like when I paint or when I do art, I have to be super pissed off or super fueled. I mean, both. I'm still fueled, but like I need to be pissed. Like remember I made cuento with you guys earlier. I'm not gonna say because the viewers will get that in the next episode
Part
that I'm
two.
on. But remember the cuento I made earlier? Yeah, you guys have to sit around. The viewers have to sit around for that. I will share it in the next episode. But I made
It's
cuento
fun.
earlier. Yeah, like when that thing happened, it was a very sketchy thing, guys. When that thing happened, oh, I was so pissed. I was so mad. I literally, I was so pissed off. I started painting, and then the painting turned out to be so nice, and I was like, damn, like, who am I? Am I like
What's the
Picasso? I'm,
what's the name? What's
but
the name of
when
the
you,
restaurant again that your family manages?
well, we own it. It's Pukot,
Yeah, so shout out to Pukot
Pukot
because
Kitchen.
if you guys are in Cebu or if you guys are traveling there, you guys should check it out.
Thank you, Miguel.
And
That's nice.
find the
Come
painting.
to Pukot.
Find the painting.
Yeah, and maybe
Scavenger
if
hunt.
the timing is right, if the timing is right, I will still be in the toilet painting something else. So you can use the toilet next to me. We
And,
only
and
have
then
like one.
The
if
other
the
side of the
listeners go
door.
there to
Yeah,
Pukot, if the listeners go there to Pukot, take a picture and then send it to us in the clubhouse, and then we'll repost it.
that is so cute.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's see who the first one is. Scavenger hunt,
No, but
everyone. Let's go.
that would be so cool. Yeah, and if you no stakes are too high. I don't even have money to
I
give.
think I knew
I
what
have
you're
nothing to
about to
give.
say.
If you do this, I'll give you 1,000. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Just go to Phuket. I will give you a drink. Because by the way, that's another hobby of mine. I mix drinks. I'm not an alcoholic. I don't promote
Bartender.
that. But yeah, but I love to make drinks. I like cocktails and
Yeah, there.
yeah.
Cocktails.
Wait,
So come to
since
Phuket.
Yeah,
since you
go
talked
ahead.
about a lot of your beautiful, creative, and artistic paintings, maybe we can dive into the painting behind you. Like maybe you can give us a gist of like the story behind it or why is it like that? Yeah.
Okay. So oh my god, I hope my tita isn't listening to this. Oh, so a few months ago, well, please, I hope she's not listening, because I'm gonna be a very bad niece. Am I her
Mhm.
niece? I don't know. Oh, she's my tita. Uh, I don't know how I'm related to her. Anywho, she gave me a couple hundred, couple thousands, not 100,000, but not hundreds, because hundreds will not get you anything. Um, in the paint world. But she gave me a couple thousand. She said, Daisy, here's some money. Go buy some paint. Go buy a canvas. I commission you to make me a moon in a post impressionist style, meaning like Van Gogh impasto style. You know, like that paint effect. Have you seen Starry Starry Night? That look. You know, she
Yeah.
wanted something in that style. Um, make it like a moon. I want to make it like purple. Make it like romantic. And I was like, yeah, I can do it. Easy. I was just like fueled by the thousands that I saw. Don't worry, I spent it on the paint. I didn't spend it on anything else. But so my tita gave me the money. Um, she would check in every month, like, "Hey, is my painting done?" And I'd say, like, almost. Yeah, I told you I need to be passionate in order to paint. If I'm not, then it comes out so bad. But anyways, months go by. I think it's been a year. Oh my god, it's been a year. This is the canvas. So, well, it's pink and it's not a moon. And
That's why. So
Wait,
what's
So
the story
uh,
behind that painting?
no,
Yeah.
there are four paintings. Really, like first one, I did what she asked for. Tita Bamba, I'm so sorry. I did what she asked for, and then I was like, I don't really like it. Like I don't want it. I don't know. I'm the type of person where I can't release something if it's half ours. What's the not swear word? Half butted. You know. I will not. I will not present something if it's not like I don't know, because it's like it's me, so I don't want it to be not perfect. So I went over it again, and then it completely changed. I don't know. I can't control my brush strokes. It ended up looking different. And then I was like okay with it. I was just like, damn, I need to get paid. I need to give this to her already. It's been months. And then someone made one comment that they didn't like it, or that it felt like it had no direction. So that got in my head. And then I repainted it again. And then it was a completely different thing. And then I looked at it and I was like, damn, this sparks no joy. Because I'm telling you, art should spark joy. Otherwise, it doesn't have value, right? Um, so then I painted it again a few days ago, but I painted it like months apart from each other. So this was just a few days ago. It's dry now because it's acrylic paint. I'll bring it. It's quite big.
It's
Oh
big.
wow.
What size is
That's
that?
big.
What size is that?
It's 4x4.
Okay, maybe I should try to
Yeah,
get
it's
that
so
also.
big. Yeah,
Oh, it's
this
nice.
is not normally my style. My style is like, I should have done this as like a background.
Yeah,
Damn it,
that's good.
Like multimedia. It's not done. This is like a sack that I tried to stitch onto it. There's glitter, and yeah, I
Oh, we got some bloopers. We got some bloopers over here.
no please.
Okay.
So the meaning behind this four layered painting is, well, it's spider lilies. So there's this one staff at Pukot that I particularly get along with. Well, there's this one guy at Pukot that, I mean, he's a staff at Pukot. I particularly get along with him because he's the youngest one there, and his name is Franz, and he's a skater boy. And he crop that, like we're really tight. And he's like grunge, So every time I'm doing art, he's like, "Oh, can you paint on my phone case? Can you do this?" And then he showed me something the other day, and he showed me this flower. I'm very into flowers. He showed me a spider lily, and spider lilies are apparently cursed flowers. And I was like, wow, that means they probably don't get much attention. People don't plant them because they're apparently bad luck. They are such nice looking flowers. So that was my peg for this. They're basically red and fringy. And yeah. And ironically, it's the first time I thought the painting looked nice. So
It's really
It's
hopefully
nice.
it
very
sells.
unique. Yeah.
Hopefully it sells because I have my Shopee orders to pay for. Guys,
Wait, Daisy, I
I
wanna,
shit.
I wanna
know you
ask
guys are
you.
finance people, business people. Please teach me how to not spend all my money that I don't have. This is really, I'm digging for myself.
Wait, Daisy, I wanna ask you a question about. I wanna ask you a question about that. Because here in the clubhouse, we tell people, like all our listeners, that if you really love something, let's say your career, then you shouldn't do it for money. So do you also believe that? Like if you're really passionate about your
Okay.
career, you shouldn't do it for money because you should be doing. There has to be like a bigger purpose to it.
No, here's the thing. I, I love that. I love that idea. Um, I think, I think that's what I aspire. I think, and anybody should aspire to have
That's good.
because okay, if we're gonna go into a very like um the essence of man type of thing, like man as like being, we're gonna talk about, and then man in place, like in society, you will cover um we will cover like work, like labor, and labor
Yeah.
initially is not supposed to be something that you do to survive, but something you do because it gives you, like, it
Meaning.
has that sense of purpose, right? Like you're not on earth just to work, and that's something that I think is universally known, unless you're like a capitalist pig leader, like a big guy. I don't know, like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. No, I'm not here to talk about that, honestly. But that is, I think, a little bit romanticized because while I still aspire, of course, I wish I could do anything but
Yeah.
make money. Like I wish I could just comfortably pay. I wish I had a studio. actually, what I want to do is I want to sell flowers. I want to have a flower shop. It's so random. I want to make bouquets, but
Mhm.
um, I think in order, like a lot of people have to think about surviving, right? So like even me in particular, like just speaking about myself, I need to think about how I will fund this other thing, and not just my Shopee orders. Like my mom's a single mom. There are four kids, and then we have a restaurant, and then so as
Yeah.
I would like to take that pressure off, especially because I'm like at the age where I should be, where I could be, not should be, I could be working. So um I will have to turn to things that I don't necessarily enjoy doing, but that doesn't mean I should not do the things that I do enjoy doing. So I think there was this thing that, I mean, it was kind of like a quote. You need to have fourth. Okay, you should have four hobbies, like one that you make money from, that sparks joy, one that you do
Yeah.
just because like you want to learn something new, and God, but it was like this thing, right? And
Yeah, I saw
I
that
think that
also.
makes sense, right? Like you need to make time. You need to make time for downtime, And I'm a
Yeah.
firm believer in that. Like I'm gonna struggle, and I'm gonna not enjoy the things that I do, and I mean no, because I like modeling, but like everything else, I don't really like working in a restaurant. I don't think it's for me. But for example, like that, I'm gonna do it because it's what puts food on the table, or
Yeah.
um it's it gives me good experience. Like, there's some advantages to it too. Like I learn things that I would not learn if I didn't work in a restaurant, if I weren't modeling. And
Mhm.
yeah, that's it. I was at kind of like a famous, I don't know if famous is the right word, but a popular resort here in the Cebu province. Um, and I am commissioned by a lot of people. My newest project is a bar for Chinese expats. I'm going to be painting a big, huge wall, like a huge mural for this lounge, and it's a high-end lounge. And I will start
Wow.
tomorrow. Yeah, and I hope to
Best
get
of luck with it.
paid. Thank you. I'm so excited. I'm so
For the
excited.
Shopee, for
For
the
the
Shopee.
Shopee. For the Shopee. Guys, I really have too many. I could show you right now, but you just have to believe me. It's so bad, and it's like so
Yeah,
can I
that's
actually grab one
really
of the
good.
things that I bought from Shopee?
Go
Okay,
ahead,
go.
yeah. Show us the
My
most
room is right here.
show us the most random one.
Yeah, no, my whole room is full of it. So this is one of the things I got off of Shopee. It's a pink glittery cowboy hat.
What's the reason behind that purchase?
I don't know. It was nice. I'm so impulsive. It's really bad. Oh my.
Oh, it's a small hat.
It's no, it's a party hat. I can't even wear it out. Um,
Love
yeah,
that.
that was
Yeah.
such a waste of time. Next question, guys. Sorry. How do I-
Okay.
Yeah, so Daisy, with since you love painting, and also I think Zach mentioned your credentials that you also do graphic design. So
Credentials.
like yeah, can you like tell us more a little bit more about your graphic design like journey?
So my art, like my interest in art started off like traditionally, like I was painting and I had art class in the fourth grade, and then I liked what I was doing. But it kind of had its peak when I was doing graphic design because I had a laptop and I was playing this. Well, it's not a game, but have you ever heard of IMVU?
No, I haven't.
Well, it's like a virtual chat thing, and then you have like an avatar, and then you dress them up, and it's still a thing now. But then I
Yeah.
did it like when it was fairly new, and I was so addicted to it because like you could dress up your avatar and stuff. And this is super random, but in the game, oh, it's not a game, in this chatting app thing, in this application, you could have a profile picture, and what people would do was they would sell profile pictures of their avatars that were edited
The graphic.
for
Yeah.
credit for
Mhm.
credit. Kind of like an NFT. Haha, no, but there's no value in this. But it's like I would do digital design, right? And it's normally very small, like a few pixels big. And I realized I really enjoy this. Like it's doable. I like it. Um, I want to be good at it. So that's what I did for the
Mm-hmm.
next like 5 years. I don't know, 6, 7. I did it for a year. No, maybe even 8 years. I did it for like so long. Um, so I would go on this forum, like it's an international forum, and then I would make digital art, like profile pictures or um commissions for gamer people. So let's say you play
Mm-hmm.
Black Ops 2 Zombies, right? And there's this girl Missy who wears a cowboy top and shorts and boots, and she's super hot, and you want this fan art of her, but so I would commission exactly that, and then I would get paid for it, and I had a PayPal, and people would send me.
So honestly, Daisy, you've talked to us about doing so much things, and it seems that you're very passionate about everything that you do, and it's truly inspiring to me, to Miguel, and I'm pretty sure to the listeners also.
No.
And it shows how much you've grown and how much you've learned through these experiences that you
Yeah.
went through. And yeah, we're both super excited to see what's in store for you in the future for the mural that you're doing tomorrow. But
You should be excited.
besides, but yeah, besides that, what would your one advice be for
Sorry, my
life?
cat
For
is
life,
knocking on my door.
go
What's that?
get your cat.
She knows how to knock. Come on. First of all, adopt, don't shop.
You adopt. That's nice.
Yeah, but so this is my cat Julia. I had three. So she was like our local cat. Yeah, she's a calico cat, meaning she has brown, black, and white colors. She's like the biggest bitch. I can't say it because it's explicit. She's so mean. But my two other cats were so friendly, and they were Persian cats, like pure, and they were so fluffy and so cute, and they were big. They were like dogs. And I'm left with her now. It's okay. But yeah, my first advice, stop meowing with it. My first advice is adopt, don't shop. My second advice would be to not dwell so much on current happenings. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't feel the things that are happening to you. Um, take those things, absorb them, learn from them, but don't dwell on them. And I'm saying it kind of is in line with earlier, but not so much, because earlier I said um, that you shouldn't be too hard on yourself. And whatever industry you find yourself in, or whatever path you are on, um, for sure you will feel down, you will feel beat up, or you will feel like the whole world is against you, or it's not working, or the timing is so bad, or whatever, it's just not working. Um, just know that whatever bad situation you're in doesn't last. So, um, yeah, in 20 years, my favorite thing to ask myself is, will it matter in 20 years? Will it matter in like 20 months? Will it matter in 20 weeks, 20 days, 20 hours? Like, and literally that helps so much, because the next day it's not even a problem anymore. Really, like
Yeah.
things are only as big as you make them. So right, like energy for things that matter, and keep calm and carry on. Really, like i'm
Keep
i'm
calm. I
kind of
like
just
that.
stringing all of like these famous lines together, but just trust timing, and then you will end up where you belong. You know what I mean? Like, just trust it. Trust him. It's not like trust in God's timing, but this is for everyone, regardless of
I
your
really,
beliefs.
I really, I
Just
really like
trust in
your
the timing.
exactly. Yeah, I really like your advice because I actually read a book before. It was called "The Subtle Art of Not Giving
Of
a."
not giving a bleep. I love that.
Yeah.
Mark Manson. Very good book.
So yeah, with the book "The Subtle Art of Not Giving a," it mainly talks about how other people are going through their own problems. They're going through their own challenges. So you should. It's basically saying how you should only deal with the things that matter to you the most? Like one of the examples in the book was saying like there's this old granny in the cashier, and she was so mad because everything was taking so long. You shouldn't really care about what that granny's saying, and you shouldn't be like, what, why is she so mad, like she's doing her job. Like that person's
Mhm.
going through her own challenges. Like maybe she's
Yeah.
realizing that she's already really old, she's already aging, she understands how she has little time left. So yeah, it's
So
basically
in a way, it's
Mhm.
kind of saying like just be a bit more compassionate. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
let you don't know what
exactly.
they're
You don't know
going
what they're
through.
going through.
And Zach, you're so right. That was a very nice message from that book.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
again, go ahead.
You said everything.
well, well, Daisy, thank you so much for coming here to the clubhouse. We appreciate your time, and I'm sure
Oh,
like
thank
this
you guys.
episode is really really good episode. I'm sure a lot of people learn from it, especially those who want to start their journey in modeling. If they like have a passion for painting or graphic design, I'm sure they learned a lot, and definitely we're gonna have you here again very soon. We can't wait to
Very soon,
talk.
guys.
Yeah, we can't wait to talk more with you. And if you wanna shout out your socials,
And Pukot,
Um,
you can shout out Pukot.
yeah.
will I sound like a grandma or like a millennial if I if I shout out my link tree? Because if you go on my link tree, everything's in my link tree. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
go
have
ahead.
my LinkedIn, I have my website, I have my Instagram, my TikTok, my Spotify. Guys, that's another passion I have. Shout out to my Spotify, Daisy Zambrano. I make a lot of playlists. And not in an indie like I'm so different and I'm so quirky because I listen to music type of way. In a I really like music and I make playlists based on very specific things. So if you enjoy that, follow my Spotify. I'm always looking for people to follow me on Spotify.
What's your
It
Spotify?
gives a sense. Daisy Zambrano, no space. Best playlist, I swear.
I'll check it out.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna shout out my Instagram, even though my Instagram is what I would say my digital portfolio. You guys go on it, like sure.
Yeah.
But check out my
We'll we'll
Spotify
we'll tag that
and my link
in
tree.
our post.
My link tree is in the bio of my Spotify. So click the click the link. No, it's in the bio of my Instagram. So go on my Instagram and click the link in my bio to see my other socials. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you want to
And
shout out
and
Pukot?
and shout yeah, thank you. Shout out to Pukot, my family restaurant. Go there, please. We need the sales. Just kidding. Go on your own free will. Um, we would love to serve you. And um, yeah, stay safe. Always wear a mask, everyone. I don't believe in face shields. Oh my god, will I
Definitely.
get shot for saying that? Yeah,
Well, they said face shields don't work.
if you can.
Face masks. You should
Yeah,
wear face masks.
they don't.
But
It's super
yeah.
redundant, right? Yeah, so
Yeah.
malls, if you're listening, stop. Oh my. Get vaccinated if the opportunity presents itself to you. Don't worry. No, don't cut either. I mean, really, there's no point in cutting now because it's kind of accessible, just slow. But get vaccinated if you can get vaccinated and vote. Register to vote. Um,
Love that.
don't forget to socially distance
Yeah.
and be kind to each other. Be a bit more compassionate, as what Zach mentioned about the book.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that because if you guys haven't checked, like seen our post recently about the booster shots, you guys should check that out. And like what we always
Get
tell
your
you
booster
guys, like what
shots.
Daisy said, like, 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 like,
Sorry. Really, get your booster shots, guys. I'm serious
No,
yeah.
because
actually,
I
that's
don't
the
want.
Check the post out to learn more. And like if you guys like what Daisy said, if you guys are not vaccinated yet, get vaccinated. Social distance,
Mhm.
wear your face mask at all times. Like we're all going through this, and we should all help each other. So definitely, like listen, and we hope that you guys learned a lot from this episode. We hope to continue to inspire you guys. Don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube and follow our TikTok and all our other socials. We'll appreciate all your support. And if you're an aspiring model and if you like painting, share this to your family and friends. We'd appreciate it. So
Yes.
again,
Oh,
this is the
and
clubhouse.
I do want to add. Sorry, Miguel.
Okay,
If
go ahead.
you're
Go ahead.
listening and you want to reach out to me or you want to ask me questions because for some
Yeah.
reason you still want to listen to me talk or whatever, I don't know. By any chance, you can always like reach out to me on my social medias. I'm very active on Instagram. So send me a message and I will reply with my open bookness. Yeah,
Yeah, and her,
that's
her
all.
Instagram's in our post, so check that out as well. And if you guys
Thank
love this
you.
episode, don't forget to follow the Clubhouse. Don't forget to share it. Don't forget to comment, like everything. Do everything
Subscribe.
if you love this episode. Yeah, and if you guys super like it, we'll have another one with Daisy, and we can't wait to have you with Daisy again. Again, this is the Clubhouse. My name is Miguel Mendoza.
And I'm Zach Pena. See you all next week for another very exciting episode. You wouldn't want to miss
Don't
it.
miss on that. Yeah. See you guys.